where it's like, you can't do that, Mewtwo. I won't. Hey, everyone, how's it going? It's I, the real Randy Chavez, and coming at you today with the VeVe OMI. Well, actually, no, it's not. It's not any of that. A little bit that. Chavez Podcast number 258 with WC3NTE on Stackr, OMI, VeVe, and more. My man, it's been a little while. How you been?
Yeah, pretty good so far. I mean, I'm on, I think it's called parental leave, so I'm pretty much vacation for a month and still a month to come. So,
Ooh, vacation. Where are you vacationing at right now?
oh, I was staying at home for now. I'm just finishing renovations on the house and stuff, but now we're heading to Denmark for like 3 weeks. And actually, it's gonna end with VV Germany meetup, so that's pretty cool. It's the first time I'm attending, but I think they've been doing it like 3 or 4 years now with quite some people for an unofficial event. So really looking forward to that. Yeah.
All right, let's go. What's this alpha? What? Wes, thanks for being a member. He's hungry for the alpha. How long do I have you for? Like an hour?
Yeah, an hour at least, I would say.
Okay.
I mean, maybe my little one wakes up, then I have to jump off quite hastily, but I doubt it happens. So
Okay, very
an
good.
hour at least should be fine. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, so we have a couple of things going on here. First, I'll say is we have crossed the 50 million OMI burn barrier, where it took us a little while to gain some traction. Because when it first started, people were doing, they were doing Batman, they were doing Superman, but a few months back, we were able to get all of the collectibles on there, and even still, stair steps, little by little. It wasn't really until the last month where people started going crazy with it. Now we have 50 million OMI burn. Can you tell us about the growth of daily users that you guys have?
I'm not actually sure. I mean, there would be a way to track it, probably, I think, but that's also one of the things. Like, really, people have to understand that basically what we're doing at the moment is really just keeping the platform running, I would say. I mean, obviously, there was a little rework on the website. I think most of the people like that, but really the main development focus is on getting, yeah, let's call it version 2 running. I know I get a lot of requests, features that should happen, that the community likes. For example, like searching the own collection for certain mints, stuff like that. And of course, there's like a lot of things that greetings from Germany. Yeah. There's a lot of things that people would like to see, but I think they tend to forget that really the main priority of Stackr was to enable OMI to NFT in the first place. So that's, and I would say everything else is a bonus at the moment, because really the main focus is on pushing as hard as we can to relaunch or launch version 2, which will have really check the bigger marks, everything that people have asked for in the past. So yeah, please just understand that we see all the requests, and of course we try to implement little stuff, but technically everything would have to be redone for the next version. So yeah, I think we're aiming for New York Comic Con. I mean, not sure time-wise, obviously, but Dr. Prophet said he will try to maybe use that as a platform to, yeah, present some roadmap or actually talk about what exactly is happening or what's been going on behind the scenes. But it's, yeah, too early to put out timelines. So yeah, just a little more patience, and I think everybody should be really happy with what we have planned.
All right, couple months, getting that bread. The updates would be really cool. I can't wait to see. Can't wait to see what you have in store. As far as the uptick in volume, do you have the numbers on the amounts, like the average deal size? Whether it's like, yeah, it's usually for these like $2 comics, really small, or it's like, no, I've actually seen a bunch of blue chip stuff moving. The average price is actually more closer to like, $100 as opposed to $2.
Yeah, I think recently we saw really an uptick both on VeVe and Stackr, of course, of Grails been moving around. Obviously, like if Todd Flow is moving. I think first it happens on the VeVe platform, mostly the big moves, and then people go check Stackr and see there's some leverage, and yeah, that's I think what caused the uptick of the volume as well. So yeah, we saw a lot of Grail purchases, like some special mint stuff happening on Stackr, because I think now people really gained some trust, because it's been like almost half a year for all the IPs released, and I mean I know there's a big amount of support tickets that come in daily for little bucks, but as of now everybody was happy in the end. So I mean obviously we would hear about it on Twitter or elsewhere if some really bad stuff was happening, but all the concerns about wallet security or transaction not going through, I think it's all being resolved, and the support team is really doing a good job. So yeah, I think.
I mean, just to, because some people might not know, I think Dr. Prophet had come on here once and told us like, hey, we actually don't have access to your passwords, because there's a couple of people that are thinking that because now there's a third party that has access to VeVe, that you have access to the passwords. Can you just kind of shut that down, or just explain however it is that you do?
Yeah, I think there's also like as of now it became a lot more common to do all the social logins with another wallet, with email, Twitter, and stuff like that. So probably if you see it more often, then you get a lot more comfortable with it. Yeah.
Gotcha. Are there still certain brands that you can't sell on Stackr?
Yeah, there are still some. I mean, obviously it's not in the hand of Stackr. I think it's like David said, I think it's some IPs that are taking time to sign them off, or I'm not sure what's the hold up there, but I think the most and the biggest brands are available. But yeah, there's some stuff when you click on it, it says only available on VeVe. So
yeah, for whatever reason, Lambo, I guess, is one of those. But I mean, if everybody else is able to do it on that, Lambo should come around eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I think most of the stuff is on there. Of course, it's obviously it would be better if everything's available, but yeah, it is what it is. But I think overall, I would say the main keys of Stackr really is giving utility to OMI and being able to on-ramp crypto instead of gems. And obviously, it's also in the hands of the community to just bring as much traffic as possible onto Stackr. So yeah, it's, I would say, some kind of circle. Like if more people start listing stuff for OMI, then the traffic follows, because yeah, people see maybe cheaper prices or certain mints. So yeah, that's also one thing the community can do. Is, I mean, I'm also buying and selling stuff for gems as well, because some bigger pieces, it's nice to have gems because they're simply not available on Stackr, for example. But yeah, I think everybody could consider sometimes listing or using Stackr more, and because traffic drives traffic. So
yeah, there's been a lot of activity around that. Even like a month and a half ago, I bought 2 partner statues, 2 gold logos, and a couple of other things like off of Stackr, and it's been great. It's been a nice couple of months. There is a little bit of question where, do you guys have 2FA?
To sign in, or like...
Yeah, 2-factor authentic, because you have Pastor saying, hey, if someone can someone get a hold of their, and this is more of a VeVe question, I guess. But since Stackr is like tied to VeVe, is there a way to make it 2-factor authenticated to sign into Stackr? Because they're worrying that if somebody hacks the email, they can sell all their VeVe stuff.
I think it's a tough question. Probably it's a decision to keep it fairly convenient on the one hand, but also as secure as possible. I mean, obviously, I would say the best way is if you could personalize the settings, so you could choose to implement 2FA. I think it's not in place at the moment, but yeah, I mean, technically they would have to log into your VeVe account, and then probably they could sell it off anyway. So
speaking of the VeVe account, so we've had the VeVeverse for a while, and right now there's really not much to pay for. When they go and they have things that are available for OMI, Is it just that they have to connect they can't just connect their VeVe account because OMI is not really on the VeVe app anymore. Everyone's been incentivized to bring it onto Stackr, and this way, if it's in that Stackr wallet, you get MCP points on VeVe. What's the progress of you guys integrating with the VeVeverse? Is it like, yeah, 10% there, 30% there? We'll have some type of thing onboarding happen, by the end of this year. Do you have a timeline?
I'm not exactly sure on the VeVeverse implementation. I would say, obviously down the road, we also want drops directly for OMI. Of course, that's another big point. But yeah, probably all the bigger updates, the key factors that are missing as of now, we hope to deliver them all at once with the relaunch. But yeah, I would be really careful with timelines and stuff like that. I think Dr. Prophet said probably end of Q4, but yeah, I would say Q1 in 2026 would be more.
Okay, and then we'd be able to have some stuff on the VeVeverse via Stackr.
I hope so. Yeah, not sure. Maybe in New York we will get some more details on the roadmap and the key features.
That'd be pretty sweet. The shout out to Turtle for being here, saying awesome to hear from the Stackr team. Right now, I think their last one was 2 months ago. Is there anyone else that you would recommend from the Stackr team that I interview, or do you just like, hey, we could just keep doing this every month? It seems like people want like a schedule of Stackr because you guys are part of that trinity of VeVe, OMI, Stackr. Do you have any updates that are coming out? How would you guys do it? Just announce it on X, announce it through a Comey, or come on here?
Yeah, I think probably any big changes will be announced on X. I think personally, I would say it's always nice to release like key features and parts probably during a live event because it has a little special touch. But yeah, of course, we have to see how far the development goes until New York. If not, probably I think Dr. Prophet would definitely be up to do some kind of stream. I'm not sure if it's like if anybody of the developers would be up to come to the podcast, if that would make sense. Probably could be interesting to see what all the work that's done in the background. But yeah, I would say, obviously the biggest benefit would be to have Dr. Prophet, because on some questions, I'm just not sure what I'm allowed to say, what to put out. So of course he wouldn't have that problem. So yeah,
that's fine. That's fine. Obviously, you are very busy having these 2 jobs here. What else do you try to have time for outside of family, outside of work? Like when you get some time to yourself, do you like to watch any anime? Do you go watch people's videos into other crypto projects? And it's like, oh, maybe I'll put a little money here.
I do a lot of sports like beach volleyball and American football, but obviously in Germany, I think it's little lower level than in America, of course. And other than that, I would say I'm probably mostly caught up in crypto, Twitter, and stuff like that.
I feel you.
Okay. Yeah. Once the family is asleep, I have like 3 to 4 hours daily, and I just spent that roaming around wherever, Twitter, stuff like that. Yeah.
I understand. Would it be possible to have a monthly show, and just because we have a weekly show on OMI, I go live every night. Outside of that, and then there's people doing VeVe stuff all the time. Is there a possibility to get, and I don't want to say like take people away from their jobs or anything, but would it be possible to do this like as at least a once a month thing?
For me, or?
Yeah, we can do it for you if you want to do, let's say like on the last Thursday of every month.
Yeah, sure. I always have to check if the time fits.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that last Thursday because I'll be in Disney, but for next month. But we'll figure it out. We will get back to you, Senor.
Yeah, I'm happy to hop on any stream if it's possible time-wise. I'll always make that happen. Probably I'm not sure about the expectations if there's an AMA or anything, because obviously like from the time I came on the last time, there hasn't been much changes, and probably there won't be next month. But yeah, it's still maybe nice to just get some small updates or just talk how it's going, talk about the volume, stuff like that. So I'll definitely make it happen if I can time-wise. Sure.
I feel you. So, right, obviously the tech is there for VeVe at this point, but there are no other people on VeVe yet. Have you had any conversations, or has the team had any conversations with projects outside of VeVe to have their stuff listed on Stackr?
Currently, I wouldn't say it's a priority, but yeah, it's also version 2 will be, I think, obviously the main focus and the biggest crowd and the biggest user base will be OMI and VeVe people, I think, for a fairly long time. But yeah, when the new platform launches, then I would say it's definitely possible for other projects to look into that. Yeah.
I think so
But it's
too.
not like it's not the focus isn't to get global with any other NFTs at the moment, like build a second NFT marketplace, I would say, because yeah, obviously we want VeVe and OMI to always have a special place and be like the biggest part of the ecosystem, but
Yeah,
it would be possible. Yeah,
I just feel like, because with again, VeVe's great, and obviously we're seeing a little bit of bull run with prices going up, partner statues, Spider-Man comics. But we also see a ton, it started with Milady Makers and Pudgy Penguins, Moonbirds, CryptoPunks, and I just feel like getting some of those, because like other stuff is going to blow up too. And VeVe Zombie brought up, Earth2, their game skins and stuff. Just might be, I can't help but think that eventually people would want to kind of ride the coattails of VeVe and Stackr and be like, oh, let's put our stuff on Stackr as well, and we could be right next to all of these Marvel and Disney products. It just seemed to make sense.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, of course, the more daily users and the more volume, the more attractive any platform becomes, because yeah, you just want to have eyes on as many possible, eyes from as many possible potential customers. And I think in general, like with OMI moving to Base was a pretty good move, because yeah, the new Coinbase app I think will bring a lot of eyes in general. And then, I mean, I would say if you pitch somebody what VeVe is, I mean, it's probably not for everyone, but the concept itself is so good, I would say, that definitely a lot of people will look into it.
I agree. I think there's a ton of, as this bull run happens, you are a level 100. You have, I assume, a healthy amount of OMI. I imagine that's not your only holding. I imagine you have probably multiple others. I don't know if you diversify into, okay, we'll do TradFi, we'll do gaming, we'll do meme coins. I don't know what it looks like, but later this bull run, 6 months from now, nothing's going to look the same. Everything's going to go up like crazy. What is your timeline of working with Stackr? Like, when you suddenly have $10 million, we'd be like, hey, that's a profit. You got to get my replacement. I'm kind of done here. Or is it just like, no, it's fun. It's fun seeing what's going on behind the scenes, and maybe you'll stay there for a while because it's not about the money. It's just about.
Yeah, I mean, I'm personally a person, I always need something to do. So, and of course, I love being around the VeVe fam. So it was the perfect fit. And I would say there is times when it's a lot of traffic and a lot of business happening. But for example, as of now, it's like it doesn't take even close to a full day of work, for example. So I would say on my end, I would rather, if I had the money, money wouldn't matter. I would rather quit my day job, I would say, and stick with something that's a really, yeah, fun part, and like, yeah, VeVe, for example. Yeah. So I mean, obviously, it depends on the amount of money I would have, but I wouldn't think like that I have so much money that I wouldn't do anything. So probably would stick with Stackr. Yeah.
I understand. So there's been a little bit of a shift in certain things. I have recently acquired 150-ish. I have 204 copies of Vengeance now. Number one, first appearance of America Chavez, and I had a decent amount before. I had like 50 or so before, but now I have like another 150. You had sold a bunch of them. What are you making room for, Vicente? What are you selling gems for? What are you buying? What are you saving up for? What is the next thing you're stacking?
I'm not sure. I mean, I still have like 200, I think, of the America Chavez. Yeah, I really like the comic. It's just for me, it's tough, yeah, to make decisions because ultimately, I mean, I'm not planning on selling off the whole collection or anything, but I want to position myself so that I can sell some stuff quickly if I want to. And I think then in that case, it's easier to sell the real Grail comics, for example. And yeah, since I have a healthy amount of MCP, my like focus was like selling off some of the random stuff that I once bought to max out MCPs and sets, and then yeah, rather have some more Grails and stuff like that. So just shifting around a little bit. I mean, I sold off quite some sets because it's also hard to keep track, and I tend to probably scale down a little bit and rather buy. I mean, I picked up another logo as well, for example.
Ooh, how many logos do you have now?
I have 5.
God. I only have 3.
Only.
Yeah.
Still a good amount, yeah.
I'm trying to trade one for a Johnny Depp interview where I was like, hey, I know he's out there. I know someone's got, and then I was like, I'll give him a logo, give him a bottle of whiskey. Haven't heard anything back yet, but I remain hopeful. What does that mean? What are they asking for your Telegram?
Yeah, there is a German semi-official Telegram. I used to be really active on there, but yeah, I had to cut down because it was taking too much time and also always arguing about the same stuff. People complaining, asking stupid questions, I would say. So probably I'll pop into that once again, but for now I think I'm staying away because actually the German Discord is also really active.
Yeah.
So, and I would say, yeah, a lot of the very active German community members are on the Discord. So, yeah, I would say I enjoy the conversations there more. I mean, I don't like Discord, but just.
I don't use Discord either. I hate it. I think it's stupid. The security sucks. And it's just, I don't like it. But it is good for community building, and people, especially exchanges, they look at those metrics. If you don't have one, or if you have one and nobody uses it, like, oh, well, this sucks. So I understand.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure about the sentiment as of now, but it was really bad one. So yeah, I decided I don't need it currently. So yeah, we'll see. Maybe.
Speaking of sentiment, so a few months ago, it was awful, but now stuff's getting pretty good. What do you think happens with VeVe, with OMI, with the integrations here? Do you think that because of what we're doing and the attention that we'll get on ourselves, that it'll be easier to hire top tier or recruit top tier talent? Do you guys need to do that? Is there looking for Stackr to grow, or is it like we have enough employees? If anything, we'll downscale because the hard work is done.
Oh, I think Dr. Profit hired really top-notch people from what he told me. Obviously, he knows better because I'm not into tech at all. But yeah, I think a lot of the people will be amazed once it comes to life, like because it's probably going to be a lot bigger than the most people imagine at the moment. But yeah, so really, all the work is happening on the background, and the platform as it is currently is probably just keeping up the possibilities to use OMI. So yeah, just I think everybody that sticks around until now should have the patience to wait like a couple more months.
Where's the team from? Are they also German, or are they from where are they? Where do they hail from?
I think currently the people doing the most development work are from Poland, I think, but I would have to check that again.
Will they go to Oktoberfest with you? Do you guys do group activities outside of work, or is it just like, nah, we work and go home?
I mean, the work is only remote, so probably. I mean, I met some of them in Lisbon. I think some people are also from Lisbon as well. But yeah, it's always nice to meet the people you're talking to in person, obviously, but
Of course, of
no
course.
fun outside activities besides playing paddle and hanging out on a rooftop. So
Okay, we'll save the fun activities for maybe. Yeah, when are you coming to America? You coming to New York Comic Con?
yes, I just booked like last week, so
We
can
so
hit
we are
New
going to
York.
have minimum the what do you call it? The gold logo party. I think that's going to be on that Friday. I will not be there on Saturday or Sunday, but I'll totally be there on Thursday, Friday. So we'll get there for that. Are you there for all the days?
Yeah, I'm flying in Wednesday because I always like to go to the convention on the first day, scoop up all the physical stuff I want to purchase. And then yeah, I'm flying back home Sunday evening. I think the flights to Germany only leave in the evening, so yeah, kind of have to stick around for half a day or so. But yeah, I think I'll be there all the evenings, make the most of it, and then head back. But yeah,
Good.
it's always tough because two little kids. It's always
Oh, traveling with
but
the kids?
no,
Oh, I was
no
gonna say
plans.
that's gonna be hard.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like some negotiations at home to make it happen. But so far, it worked pretty good. Yeah.
So are the negotiations like, hey, let me take this week, and then the wife can take a vacation like the week after when you're home with the kids?
No, not exactly like that. I mean, I'm on a pretty loose leash, I would say, and at the moment I can say it's for work, so that's even better. But
Yeah. Hope
no,
she's not watching this.
no worries. Yeah.
When you
But I think
mhm.
one thing that people really underestimate, I think with the bull run cycles is probably the last step before the peak is when all the, yeah, let's call them normies, enter into crypto. And that's obviously for me the one thing that makes VeVe stand out so much compared, because like somebody who's getting into crypto, he will say, what the fuck is a crypto punk and why would I pay like 100K for that? And instead probably look at some licensed IPs like Spider-Man, and that would be the no-brainer. I think that's also all the talks with interoperability and stuff like that. Of course, it's something the crypto people want, and obviously we want the big crypto whales to enter at some point. But all the normal people that get into crypto don't care about it at all. So that's, I think, the main catalyst down the road to really get a lot more traffic and new users.
Yeah. So Prophet mentioned that they've been working on some type of interoperability since like January, and obviously things like this can take a long, long time. Um, do you think it's possible we get that for the end of the year, or is like, listen, that's not happening for the end of the year? It's got to be mid 2026.
Yeah, I mean, of course, that's would rather be part of the version 2. So yeah, I think it's probably the same then with this version of Stackr, that we took a lot of time just to make sure it's all running and all goes smooth, because the last thing you want is a launch that blows up and
Yeah.
takes away trust and everything. So yeah, yeah, always tough with timelines, but if version 2 releases end of the year, then probably that would be a possibility.
That would be great. Have you seen any blunders on Stackr where somebody sells like a secret rare Spider-Man for like $20, or you've seen it, or the opposite, where somebody lists something as a joke for like, oh, nobody's going to buy this for $5,000, and then they do?
I mean, probably happened in the past, but I'm not really aware of anything like that. If you see really crazy low sells, probably it's like people doing some OTC deals or whatever. And because I think what was implemented, I mean, you can just try to list whatever item for a real cheap price, and I think there is a big red warning button. You have to confirm it again because you list so much above
Yeah.
below the VeVe floor. So I think, I mean, anything can happen if you're like drunk or whatever. But yeah, I think we did the best possible to avoid easy selling mistakes at least.
Agreed. Agreed. There is so we just had the American leadership in the digital finance revolution. They just came out with a bunch of stuff, a few articles. One person, I think it was from the SEC, saying that basically most, not collectibles, most of these tokens are not securities. So I think that kind of gives the green light. Yeah, it was SEC Chair Paul Atkins saying most crypto assets are not securities. And that kind of gives us a green light to do relatively whatever we want. Have there been any conversations outside of the collectibles saying like, hey, we might get into these for the VeVeverse, like microtransactions of like a scarf or shoes for your collectible, or even land, or generating houses, like taking houses that have already been generated and having some of that for it? Or is it just going to remain collectibles for now?
I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure if it's anything that Stackr would be involved in the first place.
Yeah.
I reckon that VeVe had some plans to do stuff like that, but of course I'm not sure and don't have any intel or stuff. So
don't want to feed the speculators. I understand. Although I think people will just speculate on stuff anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's always tough if you're like officially affiliated with any part of VeVe, Stackr, or OMI or whatever. It's tough to find the thin line between having a personal opinion and also, yeah, speaking about the business side, because yeah, anything I say can be turned into an official announcement or whatever. So yeah,
there's a
yeah.
Have you ever seen people that have they're like personal shoppers?
What do you mean? Oh.
So people will go to like stores, they'll do whatever, and then at those stores, people are like, oh, hey, sir or madam, there's a couple of things that we don't have right now that we can't show you, but when it comes in, we would love to, we have the credit card on file. If it comes in, we would love to get it to you. And they become like their personal shoppers for that store or for that mall. And then it evolved over the last several years to like, oh, we can do personal online shopping for you. Do you think you guys might ever do that for accounts with Stackr? Be like, hey, we don't have this right now, but once it gets listed, we'll give you a notification that it is.
Yeah, I think probably, of course, one of the key features we want to implement is some kind of offer system, maybe. So that would, I would say, be the closest thing maybe there is. So you can, like, if there's no partners that you listed, you could say like, hey, I'm putting down 2K in OMI, and the first one that gets listed for that price probably gets bought automatically. But yeah, I think anything that goes more into a personal stuff, I wouldn't say is on the roadmap.
Gotcha. I would say I would love for that to happen, just to be like, oh, we don't have any gold logos or whatever right now, but when we do in the future, we get a notification like, oh, cool. I think that'd be sweet. Leaderboards, Stackr's really good with that. I am number 5 on the sub 100 Marvel list, so I'm very proud of that. One of the things though, and you don't, I guess people would have to sign off on it, but I'd be curious on who has the most OMI on Stackr, because most people have like that 10 million, right? Just for the MCP, and that's worth like nothing now. But I wonder if anyone has like, do you know if anyone has like 1 billion OMI on their Stackr account? Or is the cap like there's no more than like 30 million on any one account?
I don't know. I'm not sure if it can be tracked actually. Probably can on the blockchain if somebody really wanted to look into it. But I don't know if you could like tell what's the Stackr wallet and what's the MetaMask or whatever.
Gotcha.
I mean, I think obviously that's on the OMI side, but yeah, I think also a lot of people would love some. Now the price is so low. Like 2K gives you the max staking benefits. It's really low, I think. So yeah, I don't have any intel or whatever, but I'm curious if like there's some movement in the staking direction now. Obviously, probably it's also a security SEC issue. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, the OMI staking is really a soft staking that doesn't give you any money reward, and you can instantly withdraw. So yeah, I'm curious if that's going to change in the future, because I think obviously All the whales would love it if you have like some upper tires, and I think it would also cause some buying pressure. But yeah,
there's a you needed 175,000 MCP points to secure that drop, the Secret Rare Spider-Man the other day, which is a lot. Like 35 million MCP points were wiped off the face of the earth, which is incredible. But that begs the question, you as a level 100 have MCP to spare. A lot of other people are trying to figure out, okay, if I made $150 on it, it's like, what 100 MCP points is like 1 penny or 10 cents, whatever. But you that have a lot to spare, did you spend any MCP points on it? Did you get it?
I didn't get it. I think I put like 130,000 or so.
Damn.
But yeah, I also think like a lot of people at the moment, I would say, tend to overspend the MCP. I mean, obviously, of course, it's kind of obvious that now you have all the MCP and there hasn't really been, let's say, a big use case for it. So if you now have the chance to make a quick buck, there's nothing wrong with like spending the MCPs you earn in a year or whatever to make like $200. Still a big amount of money. So, but yeah, I'm curious on what's happening with MCP, and I think once there's like a more use case or other things happening, then I think people will really fast cut down on the spending. That would be my take. But I think I have like 6 million or so left because I didn't hit any of the crafts, so
yeah,
didn't spend much on the wait list currently. So probably still gonna keep that tight. But yeah, let's see what happens with the MCP.
Yeah, it's now granted, it was great. I got lucky on the Secret Rare Spider-Man as I got one on the rebound. However, it's 175,000 to make like now. Granted, if you would have got it now, you would have made like $200 something because it's like 270, give or take. But I feel like let's round that up to 200 or 175. You can only do that 10 times if you're like a level 70 something, 80, 1.75 million. Again, you could only do that 10 times. So which would mean 1.75 million would be worth like $2,000, and it's not bad. How do you think that VeVe could make it so that we burn more on the regular? Because everyone is excited for Spidey 2099 on Sunday, or however many days away from now it is. But they're not really pumped to spend MCP on it. How do we go and we make it hyper deflationary?
Yeah, I think probably the best way is like with the Spider Metallic Red is that you really, it wasn't a blind box, so obviously I wouldn't want to waste so much MCPs on a blind box that I'm not sure if it sells out. So yeah, personally I wouldn't wager any MCPs because I think like the min size probably exceeds the amount of active users at the moment. So yeah, probably best way is obvious chaser drops that give you instant profit. I mean, I think the profit wasn't so high for all the flippers because they probably instantly floored it at like 160 or so. So it was like after fees maybe $100. But yeah, I think that's the way to go. But people accumulated so much MCP still. I think yeah, the MCP bags are still huge. Let's put it like that. But maybe, of course, now with the next drop, people know that other people tend to spend crazy amounts of MCP. So maybe next time, if similar drop, people go up to like 250. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. How are you doing in the new VeVe competition where you have a do you complete sets and you do buys and sells and stuff? What do you what place are you in on this one? Because the last one I didn't place at all. This one I'm on like number 498. So yeah, I'm not doing any good on that. But how about yourself?
I think I completed like 2 sets, so probably one was the Spider-Man I bought on the market, so probably not up too high. I mean, I really like the way that one is created because it's, yes, I think it's a fun competition. It's done really well. But for me, it's just not so convenient because the app is missing some key features to make it as convenient as possible, which is something I would like to see for that kind of a challenge. For example, on the old VeVe app, we had the tab with the complete sets where it showed you automatically which pieces you're missing for a set. And then obviously if it has to be a new set, which you didn't complete in the past, I mean, I think I had 95% of the first 5 or 6 seasons. So, but of course I can't track it. So what I would really like for that kind of challenge is that you could filter the market for stuff that you haven't owned yet, or like because now maybe if I go for the challenge and then I accidentally get some stuff I owned 3 years ago and I spent the money but it doesn't give me any benefits. I think that's just a point that VeVe could improve in the future because if it's more convenient, yeah, people would spend more money. As simple as that.
I understand. Would you guys have something like that on the Stackr? Be like, whoever spends the most amount or burns the most amount will get an awesome prize.
Yeah, probably there will be some kind of trading competition or so in the future.
All right.
That would be fairly easy to implement, I think. So yeah, that was in the talks for sure. I mean, Stackr used to have the feature where it showed you sets you could still complete and how much it would cost. Yeah, we were looking into bringing that one back, but I don't know the exact technical reasons, but it would require a lot of development work. So yeah, obviously that would have been really helpful for the challenge, but yeah, like I said, the biggest priority really is to work as much and as fast as possible on the relaunch because yeah, of course people that's what Dr. Prophet tends to say, that everybody thinks the feature they request is really the missing key part to make it such a good experience. For example, like filtering their own collection for mints, but at the end of the day, it's like something that can be built in the future as a nice extra, but it's not part of the key business, I would say. Of course, we will try to make it as convenient as possible and give the best user experience, but I think, yeah, down the road, everybody would agree that it's more important to get the real big check marks done first, and then have all the extra.
Yeah, I am gonna take you on mobile real quick because my boy left his keys inside, so I have to open the door, and I'm gonna get here. Right meow on this. Yeah, you drink. Is that water in there, or do you have a nice little daddy soda that you're drinking? Hey, Bob.
It's I don't know, some.
What's the Pepsi?
It's yeah, probably similar to, I think, Mezzo Mix. It's some kind of.
All right. Well, I love the Not Your Father's root beer. Those are my favorite. Those are the that was you like American football, right?
Yeah.
That was Bobby Carpenter. He's a cool dude, known as the General. Love that man. Anyway, he comes by and uses the hyperbaric oxygen chamber. Have you ever used those?
No.
Bro, they're
like
so much fun. We'll get you over to Ohio someday, and we'll go in and we'll have you use it. Forces a bunch of oxygen in your muscles, makes you super hungry and a little tired because it burns a heck ton of calories. And I haven't streamed from there yet, but I think I might.
So probably would have been the best pick to go there right before you enter fasting.
Yeah, that was wild. That was I did 69 hours and I started feeling like super lightheaded. I was like, oh God. So I ate and I had a little bit of meat. I had some eggs, 2 dry pieces of toast, and my tummy was big mad. It was it was like the worst couple of days I've had in a while. But
but the Paulaner Spezi, is it called? I think most of the Germans really love it because it's like what comes close is maybe like orange lemonade with Coke, but it tastes a lot better. Sounds strange, but it tastes a lot of better. All the Germans would know it, I would say.
Orange lemonade with Coke. It sounds, I get like a spicy creamsicle, I guess, but I'd be curious to try it. I don't know if I'd like it, but I do try a lot of things, especially food things. Try it once. What I mean, there hasn't been a big announcement yet, so I guess we can't get your reaction to it. Is that going to be a lot of work for Stackr? Like, because Dan said it was gaming, so is it going to be a lot of work for Stackr to have, any new license? Do you have to have like a new contract with them for Stackr, or is that handled on the VeVe side?
I mean, it's all the licensing stuff is handled on the VeVe side. I would say, or I would hope, let's say I would hope, but I'm not sure. I would hope all the new licensing deals automatically included signing off for using Stackr.
Yeah.
That's my best guess. So I don't think it's a lot of work. But if done right, I would say I'm really excited for the announcement. Yeah.
Me too. We've been waiting. Is it called a Pollen or Sunset?
Paulaner Spezie.
Ah, okay.
And probably what comes close is a mezzo mix. Yeah, but it tastes better.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, I think you get some. Paulaner is actually a brewery, and they have beer as well. I think I saw the beer in America a couple of times, but
it always, like, every time I go to Germany, or anywhere, like, there's always people that are drinking like Bud Light. And I was like, what are you guys doing? Like, you're the greatest country for beer in the world, and you're drinking. Yeah, I like Bud Light.
I wouldn't touch a Bud Light. I mean, I lived in Bavaria for like 7 years. And I would say the Bavarian beer overall is the best one. I hardly know any bad beer that come from Bavaria. But in the States, I actually tend to drink a lot of Modelo. Or is it Modelo? I'm not sure.
I think we say Modelo, but we also say Volkswagen. So, it's.
Yeah, I know it's like funny because my cousin, he's really a big fan of. He's really into gangs and stuff like that. So he figured out a contact in Los Angeles, I think a former gang member, and he took us around the hood, and we went like tailgating in a lowrider, which was pretty cool.
Okay, from the top, who is this lady? Who is
my cousin, the cousin of me?
Yeah, but you said the cousin of you is interested in gangs, or she was actually in a gang?
No, it's a man. So he is he's I don't know, since his childhood really just fascinated by all the gang stuff. So we actually we drove through a lot of the gang areas in LA, which probably wasn't the best thing to do, but it went all right. And
like the people that crawl into those like super tight spaces, and then they can like barely breathe, and they have to like move an inch at a time. You know what that is?
Like caves, or?
Yeah, let me figure out what it's called. Climbing into tight spaces. It's called cavers. Basically, it's like this, where you have like no room on each side.
No way I would do that.
Okay, that is literally what you describe. You're driving through these gang areas. Like, you don't have to do that. Why did you do that? What was the?
Yeah, I think he was just curious to see it, because he reads a lot about it. He reads a lot about it and watches documentations and stuff like that. So he's really into it. Yeah. So it was a fun experience. I obviously wouldn't have done it on my own. I mean, we even got out, took some pictures, stuff like that. And he just recently sent me a YouTube link where somebody explains how dangerous it actually is. But yeah.
So people die. Did you guys take pictures on like this is where this person died, or this is where this battle was commenced? What were these places?
Yeah, I will ask him for some pictures. I can send them over to you maybe.
The general
Because
rule is to avoid any areas that end with heights, or Malcolm X Boulevard, or Dr. Martin Luther King Street. Generally, that's a general rule to avoid. And I imagine you went by all of them.
yeah, some of them at least, and also all the housing projects and stuff like that. So, but yeah, so the contact he had for staying there, it was, I think, I don't know, a former gang member or stuff like that. Yeah, he wasn't actually in a gang anymore, so it was like really more central to LA. But he was actually, yeah, he had this nice lowrider, and so probably I would say it was the most American experience ever, because he took us to the game. We I think Rams against the Chiefs, and yeah, we drove there with lowrider, like bumping around, had some beers, but totally wasted before the game started. So yeah.
All right, so that sounds, yeah, all right, in the lowrider and at tailgate, that is a very American experience. That is a lot of fun. The gangsta industry, that is like, I've never done that. I would, yeah, no, like you out Americaned most Americans with that. That is like what's something that people do like in Germany that even Germans won't do, or even like Europeans won't? Like, what are some things? Like, is it climbing to a certain mountain? Is it taking on this food challenge? Like, what's something that it happens, but most people choose not to do?
I'm not sure if there's anything in Germany, probably because I would say most of the people are really living by the rules. That's, I would say, a really German thing.
Because
So I mean,
even,
you can just compare the police work, for example, because like if the most of the cops in Germany won't use their gun ever, so they have to file big reports and stuff like that. And I mean, yeah, it has obviously pros and cons to it, but yeah, probably have to ask some other Germans if they have an idea for something like that. But yeah, I would say, yeah, life is probably a lot more boring in Germany, but maybe also in a good way.
Yeah,
let's put it like that.
There's a few things that come to mind. Is like, okay, the Nathan's hot dog competition, eating 72 hot dogs. Most people are not even going to attempt that. But I feel like that's a very American thing. Or the New York City Marathon. I feel like running these ultra marathons or even just normal marathons, pretty crazy. But that going to gangland, that I will never get over that. That is a wild one.
Yeah, probably I wasn't sure what we're doing exactly, maybe. But yeah, he was so like self-confident in doing it. So I don't know. I'll have to ask him for some pictures maybe in the neighborhoods we've been to.
Oh, please, that would be great.
All the Germans in the chat showing up.
Yeah. From Puka Lo J Trick. Did you know Dr. Prophet before your work with Stackr? And what would you say is his greatest quality, or one of them?
Yeah, I knew him before because, I mean, obviously he's also from Germany. So, I mean, that's not the reason to meet, right? But I think made a lot of conversations a lot easier. And I think I met him the first year in New York at the rooftop, or actually I missed him at the rooftop, but we talked in a hotel later.
Yeah.
I would say, I mean, obviously, most of what we talk about is VeVe, OMI, Stackr and stuff like that. So I'm not sure about the greatest qualities privately, of course, but what I would say is that he's the level of commitment, because obviously, yeah, developing all that, maintaining it, keeping it up takes a lot of resources. And I mean, it goes so far, and that was personally something I was wondering about, is that he also personally answers support tickets. So he even gets into the, I don't mean it in a bad way, but let's say the low tier work, which like, I mean, is below his skill set. Let's put it like that. I mean, I would think somebody like him would have a lot more to do than answering Stackr support tickets, but I think that's the greatest quality he brings to VeVe and OMI is that he really is deeply involved on a personal and on a business level, and really committed to. He said like the goal for Stackr is to bridge the gap between VeVe and Web3, because obviously I think they're doing pretty good on a Web2 people. So yeah, I think we're really lucky to have a person like him with such a big commitment.
Agreed. Obviously, you, Foster, and Dr. P, people are viewing as the Trinity, the Triforce, making OMI great again. We thank you for your service. And anything you want to say before we end it?
Yeah, probably. I wouldn't take my role as too big in the whole picture, because yeah, basically it's, I mean, of course I'm trying to gather as much feedback as possible and coming up with ideas and stuff like that, but it's not me that does the real hard work. So yeah, I'm honored to be mentioned in the Trinity, but yeah, probably it's.
We need to get a. I mean, we have it with, I think, the agreement for you, Foster, and Dr. P donated their likeness to have a OMI only drop for figures of you guys. So we gotta hope that we get that done, because I think that would burn a lot of OMI. I would love to play with my Vicente doll and put him in funny positions.
My floor would probably be the lowest though, so no wrong expectations there.
We shall see. Maybe we'll make that another competition. Whoever has the highest floor, they give us a bonus of 5,000 OMI, which is like $1, and yeah, like each month. I think that'd be fun.
How's your comic coming along, or when is there a scheduled release? Or
so September. We could actually release it really if we wanted in August, but Greg Wyke, who's the CEO of Beyond Comics, he's done a bunch of amazing jobs. He's worked with Todd McFarlane a bunch of times. He actually did one of the Spawn covers or posters for Todd, and he's doing one of the covers, and it's not going to be done until September. So like that, we tried to get Anthony Francisco. He's the one that he created Baby Groot and the Dora Milaje for Marvel, but he was also working on the Johnny Depp thing that we had going on, and he's just like, I can't, I'm too busy. It's like, I understand. But we'll launch it in September. We were thinking about doing an actual Comic-Con launch, but we, for two reasons. One, this is not a good reason, but it's my reasoning. I work from the time I wake up till the time I go to bed, and when I go to New York, I want to party. Yeah. I'm not working. I'm getting blackout drunk every day, and I'm hanging with my friends. I don't want to work.
Sounds good.
The other thing is that most people have stuff saved up for Comic-Con, and like, all right, I'm going to spend money on X, Y, and Z, and we want people to stack. We want people to buy because it's the first appearance of like 15 different characters. It's my first thing, and we have to sell out 2,025 comics, and we should pretty easily, but it'd be easier to do in in September as opposed to August, when people are spending on other stuff.
Is it digital only, or is it physical as well?
Yeah, people want a physical variant to match, because they want to match their digital, and some people just want a 9.8. They're like, Chavez, I need this in a 9.8. It's like, okay, we'll get that for you. So that and at some point we'll have it where you could pay for it up front, where somebody has it, like, because the artist is in like the UK. They'll ship it to me, then I'll ship it to them after I sign it. But for the most part, we might just do a joint event where they could bring that or their stuff to us. We'll be at New York Comic Con next year. We'll have a whole booth. We might even be at San Diego, but honestly, we might even be in Vegas. No, I want to party in Vegas. We'll do. Yeah, I mean, right? Like, so VeVe's gonna have they're gonna have some type of blow off top party because it's their 5-year anniversary. Vegas makes sense. It's in November on that 5-year. There, Scotty Young. I don't know if anyone knows how to contact him. I would love for him to do one for us. Do you know if he has a Twitter? Oh, he does. He does have Twitter.
No clue. Probably hard to get him.
He hasn't used it in years, so. But yeah, I would love to. I'll see if I can contact him. I will let y'all know. Anyway, we've kept you here for an hour. We thank you so much.
I still have time if you have time. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't necessarily have a budget for VeVe. I just like whenever I see something undervalued, $20 here, $100 there. But I know some people that are like, hey, I have this set budget and for VeVe every month, and if they use that, that's it for the month. They could use it in the first day. They could make it spread out for the whole month. What about you? Do you have a strict budget for it, or is it just whenever you see something cool, you get it?
Yeah, not at all. I mean, I think you really need to have a high level of self-control on your side because you have a really big OMI bag waiting there, and yeah, it's like always easier to spend something you already have. So that's what I realized. Like if I don't have too much OMI at the moment because always when I have excess OMI, yeah, like I actually get paid in OMI as well. So, but I always tend to spend that real quick. So I don't have a budget. Yeah, it's like if I see some mints I'm matching or pieces, I'll probably just grab it. But of course, it's like not on a crazy amount. So I think I wouldn't be in the position to just load 5,000 gems because I want something. It's rather in the 3 digits, I would say. It happens occasionally, but yeah, I know a lot of people that are like, money doesn't really matter, and they buy whatever they want. So just need some more people like that to pop it off.
Yeah, I think so too. At some point, I'll be able to go in and say, hey, now I have 500 million or 1 billion OMI, and I'll get that bread. But right now, 275. I don't think I can spend more than that. I think that's going to be where it is for now. I don't want to spend really any more because I had more and then I spent it on the logos and all that jazz. But I think in the future, I'll be more comfortable spending OMI when I have a lot more of it. Right now,
yeah, for me, it's always a tough question, like because I think it's easier. I mean, we saw like collectibles doubling in value without OMI moving. I would really like to see it the other way around, but I'm not sure if that like happens because I would always assume that if OMI moves up really fast and real quick, people would be like, okay, now I can buy this grail, that grail for half the OMI it was a month ago or whatever. So that's the main reason why I'm comfortable sitting at the amount of OMI I have, and it's not like a crazy big amount. It's not my biggest holding or stuff like that because yeah, my VeVe bags are packed tightly, I would say. So
yeah,
it's some kind of reassurance that I'm not missing out, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, there's a pretty large difference, like of like 70 to 80% between what we had, 2 weeks ago. Partner statue was 1,000, now it's like 1,750. Gold logo was like 3,000, now it's like 5,400. And that happens with a lot of the blue chip stuff. And again, OMI is actually lower, like 10, 20% lower than what it was. So there is that arbitrage opportunity where you can do that now. The question is, like, do the collectibles keep going up while OMI stays down here, or does like at some point OMI will catch up and then surpass? But when is that going to be? I mean, no one's ever going to take the top. But yeah, I wouldn't mind selling a couple things here for OMI, and then if they keep going, then I'll sell the rest. Now that only sucks when collectibles do like a 10x, then OMI stays down here. Then it's like, oh man, well, I already shot my load. I'm done here. But yeah.
It's a
If you,
tough call, but either way, if VeVe has success, I think either one is gonna do pretty good. So
I think so as well. I have yeah, unfortunately, OMI is not my biggest bag. It's my second biggest bag, but hopefully I can make it my biggest bag again one day. 257. Oh, very, very good.
what's your biggest one at the moment, if you care to elaborate?
It's DEFFINITY. So DEFX. They do hundreds of thousands of dollars per month added to their P&L. They have a $5 million market cap. They run very lean. They have their profit out the yin yang is insane. They get to keep most of that because again, they don't have to do any of the Apple or Google fees. They don't have a very large payroll that they have to pay, and again, like it's mostly profit. And so with that, with a $5 million market, and I also own a piece of the company. I have a little bit of the new company that they have as well, called Bloomsbury Money. But so I have more of that because one, they sponsor the channel, they own part of the channel, I own part of their company, so we have that real nice cross pollination of followers, and they give me a lot of bonuses for stuff. And for VeVe, I have an amazing gold logo, and David comes on every now and then, and I wouldn't be in this position without VeVe. But that is a very good relationship, and so I tend to buy a bit more of that than I do anything else for right now. If it was something where they gave me stuff, but they weren't that great of a company, and maybe the margins weren't there, I spend more of that than I do daCat, and daCat is my own IP. Like that's my baby. That's like my fifth biggest bag, and I want to get higher. I mean, unless you count the actual IP, in which case it's like my second biggest bag, because that IP is now that's now 150 just for the IP. I would love it if VeVe were to buy part of it, even just 5%, because this way they have access to the characters, and then through that they go in and they have they could use that on any advertisements that they want, and that's one of the things I thought was they're missing out on, is lack of their own IP. For Stackr, would you guys have a mascot? Would you guys make like a little robot and be like, oh, this is Mr. Stackr because he stacks OMI, he stacks collectibles? I think that'd be fun as fudge.
Yeah, probably down the road, I would say. But yeah, I know I'm saying it a lot, but it wouldn't be a priority at the moment.
Do you have any?
Do you have any thoughts? I mean, I'm like not that big into OMI, or let's say I don't follow all the buzz around it. Can you fill me in the all the talks about the business development wallet and what that exactly is?
Yeah, so you have so many people that there's 4 groups of people. There are the liars and cheaters that just for whatever reason feel slighted or dislike David and Dan, and they're like, bro, it's a scam. See, they're dumping on everyone. You see it move. So, and the only thing that makes people listen is that there was a 2 billion OMI movement from the business development wallet to MEXC, and that's true. And then unfortunately, people saw a $394 million sell order at 0002. Like, see, it's them, and I know that it was not them. I don't know who had who had that sell order, but I know that wasn't them. Foster said something the other day, basically clarifying that fact, that 0 of those tokens have been sold on the open market. But outside of that, it is the business development wallet. They are doing this for some reason. One of the reasons that they claim is liquidity for the token on exchanges. That makes sense, because if you take a look at, I mean, they're on a bunch of exchanges, right? So they obviously have to spread that around, and it's not just going to be in one place. That's the beauty of daCat, where we only have one exchange. It's Uniswap. So we concentrate all of our liquidity on that one exchange. So we have $500,000 in liquidity. It's locked. I thought that was pretty awesome. And it's not like it's 400,000 in daCat and 100,000 Ethereum. It's a pretty straight split: 257 daCat, 255 Ethereum. Whereas if you take a look at OMI, let's say on base, because they're trying to get everyone to bridge to base. And that's doing better. It has almost $300,000 in liquidity. A couple months ago, it did not have that. It had like 200K. So they are going up, that liquidity, but for a $50 million market cap, that's not a lot at all.
Yeah.
And they've missed out on a bunch of whales coming in because they can't buy from that market. It's just impossible.
Yeah, it's also the reason why we had to pause or implement changes on Stackr for the bridging and swapping, because I think it happened once or twice that the provider, I think 1inch is the private provider, they chose a really bad liquidity pool. So people ended up making a huge loss on swapping. I mean, obviously they were refunded, but I think now there's like a 1K limit for a swap. So, but that's just to, I mean, I had some complaints about it, but it's really like Stackr sponsors all the gas fees, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal to just do 3 swaps or whatever, and prevent people of losing like $200 just out of slippage. Yeah.
So Penguin brings up a good point. It says not sold on the open market. He thinks it could be sold to Mexi themselves or another party who's selling OMI now on Mexi. No, it wouldn't. Well, the latter is just like, why would you sell to another party and that to sell on Mexi? That doesn't make sense. They could just sell on Mexi if they wanted. But that does bring up a point where it could just be an OTC deal, where that is, I don't even think that's been suggested, but that's what I do is I get OTC deals done. I don't know. I've helped raise millions of dollars this year for various companies, and it's that happens all the time on exchanges. And it would make sense that instead of someone buying from the open market where there's no liquidity, oh hey, what is 2 billion now? It's not even that much. Was it 185? Yeah, it's $370,000. So maybe somebody goes in and wants to buy half of that. They do it for 185. And then, what do they do with that? So it is a business development wallet. What can they do with 185K? I would much rather them, if they're going to go the influencer route, I would much rather them pay with Ethereum than OMI, because I don't know if you've heard of
it gets sold off. Yeah, of course. I mean, all the colds and stuff like that, when they get a bag of tokens, first thing like most of the people do, if it isn't vested, they just pump it a little bit and then sell into it.
That's what happened with DeLorean. They pay me to talk about it on the channel. They sponsor it. They paid me in tokens. Well, they pay me half in ETH and the other half kind of in tokens. And I'm probably the only KOL that did not sell, because it is down like 70-something% since it happened. And it's a legit company that is literally disrupting the markets of how reservations are made for cars. And it's the shitty KOLs that just sold. And it's like, this is ridiculous. So I would never advocate for someone to give tokens for their stuff. I would always rather give them ETH, because this way they don't sell the.
Yeah, I mean, you could also just invest it in a smart contract or release it during certain market caps, so make it healthier a little bit. But yeah, I think it can also like kill a project if it obviously is too shady or everybody just keeps dumping, then isn't a smart pick. I mean, I was also in the pre-sale for DMC. I'm not a big amount, but I thought it would do really well, because the first tokens of launch pads tend to be, I mean, if the first one is doesn't really make it, then I mean the whole launch pad is pretty much fucked. So I was expecting a little bit better price, but yeah.
I don't see any post about the new Fantastic Four torch drop incoming. If it's on a blog, if you can let me know about that, that would be great. Let me search VeVe blog and see. Oh, thank you, Eno. Then keep up the hustle, buddy. Much appreciated. I'm trying. I'm doing my best. And
I think half of the viewers at the moment is from Germany. Those are all German guys, I think.
Hey, German. Bro, did you see the wildness of that new Sydney Sweeney commercial?
It was on my timeline. I mean, I didn't.
So it was
really much, but
I hear like I just hear the negatives first, like, oh, this is horrible. This is a horrible commercial. We should take this off the air. I was like, I got to see this commercial. And at first I'm thinking like, okay, they have to have her in this like skimpy outfit, and they're saying like it's horrible for women. And I watch it and I was like, she's got a lot of clothes on. I was like, okay, yeah, a little cleavage, a little tummy, but I don't really see anything appropriate. It's just them saying like, you know, Sydney Sweeney has good jeans, you know, jean commercial, and she made a couple of them. She walks and it kind of focuses on her butt. She's like, you know, these jeans make your butt look good. And I was like, okay, you know, but nothing really crazy or out of the ordinary. And then I see somebody say like, it's racist because she's white and blonde, blue eyes, saying she has good genes and only those genes are the best genes. I was like, bro, this is insane. It's literally about pants, and people, it's wild. Where is the drop confirmed, OG VeVe collector? I can't see it.
I mean, it's a win for the company in any way.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm going out tomorrow.
Attention, so whatever.
I'm going out tomorrow. I'm getting those jeans.
Also, tight fit. Can we see some butt pictures then?
I will send you pictures. Yes, I will. Nice. I'll send you pictures off and on. So this way you can you can judge for yourself which ones will. Yeah, I don't see any of. Ryan just posted the new VeVe YouTube show. The one with Mr. MC1 and not Mr. MC1 with my collectibles. Maybe that's it. Maybe that was it. Okay, cool. I can dig it. Good stuff. Drop confirmed. Thanks, guys. Thanks, friendos.
Nice hustle to keep 2 streams running at the same time and paying attention.
Yeah, I don't know how people do that. I don't know how people watch everything. There's some people that listen to every space and they watch every piece of content. I was like, bro, that's so hard to do.
Yeah, I mean, I also like enjoying like live streams and stuff like that. But if I don't get to watch it live, then I'm not like rewatching it, because if there's anything real important, then somebody is gonna tell you anyway. So
yeah, I feel you. Anyway, what do we got here? We got, yes, sir. Maybe you can share on screen. Yeah, can you share it? I can't share it on mine. Can you share yours?
I'm not sure, but I'm not looking into it anyway. I mean, I doubt it's a surprise drop, so the blog's gonna be up.
I will cover it tonight on my show in 3 hours and 12 minutes. Speaking of which, I'm going to have to bounce right now because there's some other stuff to do. But let's talk off camera for a bit. Everyone, thank you for joining. We love you all, and we'll have you on again either mid to late August or early September, and we'll come on. All right.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, everyone, say bye-bye to Dashi.